Siyamkeleni upresident wethu ubaba Ramaphosa. Nali bodlela nalo lifaka upresident. Oh, kajeni bo. Nangu president ufikile, sicela nisukumeni nonke. Ngena Ramaphosa, ngena. Dumela Ramaphosa, dumela. Halala president, halala. Happy Reconciliation Day, happy.
Sekuphelile njalo ukukikiza. Uyanibiza ubaba we. Hayibo. Uyanibiza ubaba. Uyanibiza ubaba we. Kupunga lapho president. Kupunga lapho president. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yabonga. Thank you, DJ. Hayi ngeke upresident amshayeleni izandla kwamba yedwa. Hey. Thank you very much, TM.
Thank you very much, Baba Kaula. Hello. Uzobuya ogajeni. Besifuna ukuthi upresident ayizwe ingoma enkulu yakagajeni. Ngimtshelile ukuthi president ngeke sikompete nale ngoma. Asiyekele. Honorable President Dr. Cyril Ramaphosa, the President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Ntuli, Premier of KwaZulu-Natal Province, Mr. Mackenzie, Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Ms. Dilil, Minister of Tourism, Ms. Namazinga Chabalala, Deputy Minister of Employment and Labor, Dr. Dube Ngube, Deputy Minister of Higher Education, Mr. Sibia, Deputy Minister of Employment and Labor, Ms. J.C. Tole, Deputy Minister of Small Business Development, Executive Mayor, Councillor Mchunu, Ms. Baleni, Director General and Secretary of the Cabinet, Dr. Cynthia Kumalo, DG of Sports, Arts and Culture, Mr. V. Magwenya, Special Advisor and Spokesperson to the President, Dr. Karel Boshoff, Chairperson of the Federation of African Cultural Associations. Embassies that are present today, the Embassy of China, the Embassy of Norway, the Embassy of Serbia, the Embassy of Togo, the Embassy of Zimbabwe, Ghana, Singapore, Germany, Tanzania. Our referent T. Buthelezi, MEC of Corporate Governance and Traditional Affairs. All HODs present, all councillors present, interfaith led by Provincial Chaplain P.S. Lungi, business and captains of industry present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, media present. Mr. President, 30 years ago, in 1995, at the dawn of democracy, the South African government, under the leadership of President Nelson Mandela, established 16 December as a day that will be set aside, a day that South Africa would take a moment and reflect on its troubled, painful past, a day not only to remember, but to also reconcile that painful past and the 1838 history of bloodshed. Mr. President, as South Africans, we dedicate today to fostering national unity, healing and forgiveness, transforming a divisive historical date into a symbol of shared nationhood, promoting social cohesion and addressing past inequalities through dialogue, remembrance, and building a united future. It marks a commitment to renewing relations, making amendments, and working towards economic transformation and social justice for all South Africans. As we commemorate 30 years of reconciliation, we look forward to commemorating 30 years of being resolute in forging a united South Africa. Next year, through the signing of the South African Constitution on the 10th of December, 2026. We will now invite Usma Mkhize to lead us in the singing of the national anthem and the singing of the AU anthem. Let us all rise for the singing of the national anthem and the AU anthem. Sma, wait. Asiphakameni sonke. Sicule. Umsindo awuthule. Makube nokuthula ebandleni. Abesilisa abagqoka isigqoko mabayikhumule. Asithuleni. Laba hambayo, ungaphindi uhambe, just okay, asithuleni ke. Sma, can you lead us?
Sigene Sounds too cold to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live as one for freedom in South Africa.
Start again, please.
AU anthem sisamile kanjalo asihlali phansi sithulile.
Let us all unite and celebrate together the victorious one for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our liberty and unity. Oh, sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the sky, let us make Africa a tree of life. Let us all unite and sing together to uphold the bonds that frame our destiny. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together for lasting peace and justice on earth. Oh, sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the sky, let us make Africa a tree of life. Let us all unite and toil together to give the best we have to Africa, the cradle of mankind and fount of culture, our pride and hope at the break of dawn. Oh, sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the sky, let us make Africa a tree of life.
Over to you, Mr.
Thank you, Mkhize. Hlonishwa Mongameli wezwe, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, Excellency President C.M. Ramaphosa. Hlonishwa siyakwamukela, siyabonga kakhulu ukuba khethe iKwaZulu Natal ukuba lolu suku uzolukhumbulela KwaZulu Natal nohulumeni wezwe. The Honorable Premier of KwaZulu Natal, the Honorable A.T. Ntuli, Your Worship, the Mayor of Umzinyathi, Councillor Mchunu, the Honorable Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, Minister Gayton Mackenzie, Honorable Ministers, Deputy Ministers, I do want to say, esekwitizileke umhlobo wami la samawele la President. Nginewele lami uDeputy Minister uMabe, mina ke ngingiwakaKhawula la KwaZulu Natal. Sinabahlonishwa ongqongqoshe engifisa ukuba acknowledge sinongqongqoshe umhlonishwa uZondi wakwa-Etia, sinongqongqoshe umhlonishwa wakwaMadloba Mthethwa waka-Agriculture and Rural Development, sinongqongqoshe umhlonishwa uShinga. Hey, Islomo. Shingo. She saved us yesterday. Shingo, Ushinga waka-Social Development, sinongqongqoshe umhlonishwa uSipho Hlomuka wakwa-education sinongqongqoshe umhlonishwa uReverend T.D. Buthelezi obuye abe undunankulu kaZulu ungqongqoshe waka-cooperative development and traditional affairs. Kanti futhi sinabantwana abasendlunkulu, sinabahlonishwa amalungu esishayamithetho kwaZulu Natal, sinomhlonishwa umeya waseNquthu umhlonishwa uShabalala, nezimeya zonke bakithi. We do acknowledge all of you, deputy mayors, speakers, councillors, we acknowledge all of you. Sino baba uReverend Mngulwane, uchairperson wamafa kwaZulu Natal, uhamba nebhodi lamafa. Sino dokotela usifunda uHOD waka Sports Arts and Culture, nawo HOD bakhona uacting DG wesifundazwe ubaba uNgubane. Sino CEO wamafa udokotela uDlamuka. We have got a delegation president from the Fort Trekker Museum across. What happened, dear President, is that in 1838, there was war here, the Battle of Blood River, between the Afrikaners and the Zulus. And that war was called the Battle of Blood River, Impia Sengome. But because it's reconciliation after 1994, we are beginning to come together. Across, there is a museum, which is called the Fort Trekker Museum. On this other side of the river, we have got your museum, President, which is, its custodianship is the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture here at Ngom. Now, before 1994, there would be a commemoration on the other side of the river, another commemoration this side of the river. What we did this year, we spoke to the Fort Trekker committee and we said, let's come together. They did inform us that it's already late because they've got an annual program. But they welcomed the minister. He was having a sermon with them this morning at 9 o'clock. When we finished at 10, because their service is 9 to 11, they finished at 10 so that their committee can come this side. But we promise you, President, next year we'll all be together here for one ceremony. But the minister is going to talk to that at the right time. So we do have a delegation here, Honorable President. We have got Inkosi Shinga, the chairperson of the KZN House of Traditional Leaders. We have got Inkosi Umlife Umrena, Inkosi yakulenda wesikiyona, sinenkosi uMazibuko, usihlalo wasemzinyathi, sinamakhosi asendlunkulu, makhosi asendlunkulu, sengifisa ukuthi nginganibaluli nonke ngamunye, akhona amakhosi asendlunkulu. Mhlobo wami ubani olandelayo? The Honorable Premier of the province of KwaZulu-Natal, in a very stable government of KwaZulu-Natal, uhulumeni onesisekelo sensimbi setshe sembokodo, ubaba uMphemba uzoza kokhuluma nathi. Premier, we are all yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, program directors, for the opportunity. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, President Ramaphosa in our midst, the Minister for Sports, Arts and Culture, and our ministers present, the Minister of Tourism, Deputy Ministers present, the members of the Executive Council present, MEC Reverend Buthelezi, MEC Hlomuga, MEC Shinga, and MEC Gamadlopa Mthethwa, and MEC Reverend Zondi, members of National Parliament present, and members of the Provincial Legislature present. Ngiyafisa ukukhuleka enkosini yesizwe sakaShinga, usihlalo wendlu lapha esifundazweni, ngifisa ukukhuleka kondaba ezisemakhosini asendlunkulu abakhona phakathi kwethu, abatwana basendlunkulu, mayors present, in particular the mayor of Nquthu, Mayor Shabalala, speakers and deputy mayors present, all councillors present, UDG Baleni, and all DGs present, all HODs who are present, interfaith, led by Provincial Champlain, Pastor Magwaza, business and captains of industry present, distinguished guests, members of the media, our police, led by Major General Makoba, who is present today, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I've been, Your Excellency, requested to welcome you in your country. Because though this is KwaZulu-Natal is part of South Africa. I'm actually welcoming His Excellency in his country, in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, for this very important day. And I must join the queue to thank you and your cabinet to take a decision to commemorate this day institute across the world, nations that have endured a deep division, whether through war, colonization, or racial injustice, or political conflicts, have come to understand that lasting peace can be built on silence, denial, or domination. From Europe's post-war rebuilding to truth and healing process in Latin America, to peace-building efforts on our own continent of Africa, reconciliation has emerged as a deliberate choice, a commitment to confront painful histories, while forging a shared future grounded in dignity and mutual respect. International experience teaches us that social cohesion is not achieved by erasing difference, but by managing it with justice, empathy, and dialogue. Ngifisa ukubonga bonke abantu bakwaZulu-Natal abaphelele lapha namhlanje kulolu suku lolu abangayo kuba ingxenye nje ye-celebration, kodwa abazophuma nomlayezo osemqoka ukuthi kubalekile ukubuyisana esifundazweni, kubalekile ukuthi kube nozinzo esifundazweni saKwaZulu-Natal, kubalekile ukuthi siqede zonke izimpi ezikhona noma ngabe izimpi zeyigodi. Sithobeka kakhulu, Your Excellency, that we have the presence of Ondabezitha Makhosi who are present with us today, as we know that we are still faced by the inter-sub-villages wars in rural communities. Hence, it's important that we must take a dialogue to those communities so that we all understand the significance and the importance of living in harmony, of living in peace. Societies that succeed in reconciliation are those that create space for memory, acknowledge historical harm, and cultivate inclusive national identities. Reconciliation, therefore, is not a single event or a symbolic gesture. It is a continuous process that requires courage, leadership, and the willingness of citizens to see one another as equals bound by a common destiny. I must further congratulate Your Excellency, South Africa, and yourself, your leadership, for hosting a successful G20 in South Africa. We really thank you. We thank our government. We thank our country for hosting such an amazing global event in our country. We know what it has done to our economy. We know what it has done in profiling our country. When we see Minister Delil, more international tourists coming into South Africa, you must know that His Excellency has added a spice in what you are doing to lure many tourists to come into our country. South Africa's own journey of reconciliation is recognized globally as both bold and unfinished. Our peaceful transition from apartheid demonstrated that dialogue can triumph over violence and that forgiveness can coexist with accountability. Yet, like many nations before us, we continue to wrestle with the lived consequences of history, inequality, mistrust, and social fragmentation. Reconciliation in our context must therefore move beyond words and ceremonies to become a lived reality that improves the daily lives of our people. It is within this global and national context that we gather today here in Ngome. This commemoration comes at an opportune moment for us as the government of provincial unity. It is a moment that calls upon us to make conscious choices about the future of this unique province. It is a time to rebuild trust amongst different races and communities, rebuild our economy, and rebuild confidence between government and the people who have entrusted us with the responsibility to lead. Reconciliation in this context is not abstract. It is a practical commitment to renewal, stability, and shared progress. It is no secret that KwaZulu-Natal has for centuries been a theater of profound conflicts, from the era of King Shaka and the formative wars of the Zulu states to the Battle of Ngome, which continues to shape historical memory and identity, from the Battle of Esandlwana to the burning of Ondini. These events reflect periods of conquest, resilience, and deep contestation over power, land, and sovereignty. Our history of conflict did not end with the colonial era. The poll tax uprising of 1906 exposed the brutality of imposed rule and economic injustice. The 1949 Indian-African conflict revealed the devastating consequences of social engineering and racial division. In the late 20th centuries, political violence turned neighbor against neighbor. As communities, we were torn apart during the turbulent years leading to democracy. More recently, here in KwaZulu-Natal, Your Excellency, the July 2021 unrest reminded us how unresolved inequality, social exclusion, and political manipulation can erupt into a disruption. In fact, undermining lives, livelihoods, and hard-won democratic gains. Your Excellency, and I come from political traditions that were once locked in fierce and painful conflict. The rivalry between IFP and ANC left deep scars in our country, particularly here in KwaZulu-Natal. But our leaders from the painful past, our leaders taught us enduring lesson. Dr. Nelson Mandela and umntwana kaPhindangene, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, demonstrated through action that peace is not simply the absence of war. They showed us that reconciliation requires courage, the courage to speak to one another, to compromise, and to place the future of the nation above political or personal pride. Tangible peace is peace that people can feel in their daily lives. It is peace that allows a child to walk to school without fear, a worker to earn a living without intimidation, and a community to resolve differences through dialogue rather than violence. It is peace expressed through functioning institutions, safe neighborhoods, and a shared belief that tomorrow can be better than today. For us as leaders, tangible peace demands responsibility. It requires that we reject inflammatory language, resist political opportunism, and act with restraint, even in moments of disagreement. It calls on government, political parties, traditional leaders, and civil society to work together to protect stability and to nurture social cohesion at every level of society. As the government of provincial unity, our commitment is clear. Never again shall political difference be settled through bloodshed. As we approach 2026 local government elections, we must know that we must do that, ensuring that there will be peace, there will be stability in our province. We choose cooperation over confrontation, unity over division, and service over self-interest. In doing so, we honor the inclusive and prosperous KwaZulu-Natal for generations to come. In conclusion, I wish to take us back to our theme today, reaffirming reconciliation for future generations. This is not something we inherit automatically. It is something we must actively choose, protect, and renew in every generation. For South Africa, reconciliation was the foundation upon which our democracy was built. For KwaZulu-Natal, it remains the bridge between a painful past and a shared, hopeful future. To reaffirm reconciliation is to acknowledge our history honestly, while refusing to be imprisoned by it. It means teaching our children the truth about where we come from, about conflict, injustice, and sacrifice, while also equipping them with the values of respect, empathy, and shared citizenship. Oh. Okay. Okay.
Bahole njomane, bahole nduna yensizi yobahlalisa phansi. Bayeke brigadier bayeke. Njomane bahole yobahlalisa phansi. Awubanje laba ngeke kwenze lutho. Bahole njomane yobahlalisa phansi. Seliqalile uhlelo batitiyeli, seliqalile uhlelo. Hlalisani insizwa bese siyaqhubeka. Undunankulu uzoqhubeka mabe hlala phansi ke.
Ngiyambona. Abacele bahlale phansi. Bachitha isikhathi manje.
Umfuno washa amanzi. Umfuno washa amanzi ezintabeni kwaNobamba. Umfuno washa amanzi. Asha amanzi. Asha amanzi. Umfuno washa amanzi. Umfuno washa amanzi ezintabeni kwaNobamba. Umfuno washa amanzi. Hayihlale phansi ibambe umthetho. Hayihlale phansi ibambe umthetho. Hayi hlale phansi ibambe umthetho. Ayangishongo kanjalo. Mhlongo wenjomane. Abahlaleke wemhlongo. Mtitiyeli. Mtitiyeli abahlale phela. Mtitiyeli abahlale phela. Siyabonga insizwa, siyabonga insizwa batitiyeli. Abahlale phela njomane bo. Bafowethu siyabonga kakhulu, sicela ukuqhubeka ke nohlelo siyabonga. Sicela insizwa ke ihlale phansi. Nabakikizayo sengicela ningabaqhubi ngokukikiza. Abakikizayo sengicela ningabaqhubi ngokukikiza. Asihlale phansi, asihlale njomane. Asihlale insizwa, asihlale. Umhlonishwa undunankulu usakhuluma nathi. Phakathi kwethu khona umhlonishwa umongameli wezwe. Kukhona ungqongqoshe ubaba uMackenzie, khona ungqongqoshe. Ngakho ke khona amakhosi asendlunkulu. Ngakho ke ngiyacela sizothe ke insizwa siyiphathe kahle. Mhlonishwa ndunankulu siyaxolisa. Sengizocela siqhubeke. Bakithi ngicela wehleke umsindo. Thank you very much. Siyathobeka.
Siyathokoza kakhulu kumabutho umdidiyeli nabo bonke abamisene nabo abasanda ukuba ingxenye yethu njengamanje. I was concluding by saying, let us work together to ensure that the generations who come after us inherit KwaZulu-Natal and a South Africa defined not by conflict and mistrust, but by unity, dignity, and shared progress for all. Met hirte par vorde, eldeleid, verwerkom, ek hartlek in KwaZulu-Natal, namens dimense van KwaZulu-Natal, welk ek may oprechte dank aanbieding van jaar se herdenking en ons provincie. Ek wil ook mee waardering spreek teenoor die Afrikaners gemeenskap. Wie se ryk kies dennis en bydraes ons gedeelde verlede diep en die multiculturele karakter van ons province verryk. With these words, Your Excellency, I warmly welcome you to KwaZulu-Natal. On behalf of the people of KwaZulu-Natal, I wish to express my sincere gratitude to the national government for hosting this year's commemoration in our province. Uyayivubela! Uyayivubela! Sean, no. Sean. Sean, no. Sean. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Asishayeleni uPremier izandla. Kakhulu, we can do better. Thank you very much, Premier ukuthi usamkele. Indeed, peace will bring a better tomorrow. And they brought lekker mooi Afrikaans. Siyabonga Premier. It is samkele abantu ingani esibuya eChesterville High School Empangeni High School and Centenary High School ukuthi bazosi sharela I-preamble ye-constitution. Asibashayeli izandla. Shayani ngapha kakhulu. Okay. Can someone please help with the sound system? Please.
Let's use this one.
Okay.
Thank you. Standing before you is Mandy Samsipa from Chesterville Secondary School. Honorable President, Premier, and all protocol observed. Fellow community leaders, Sanbona, greetings, Tumelani, Molweni, Nda, and a warm welcome to this celebration of Reconciliation Day. Shall we proceed with the recitation of our Constitution preamble?
We, the people of South Africa, recognize the injustices of our past, honor those who suffered for justice and freedom in our land, respect those who have worked to build and develop our country, and
Sikholelwa ukuthi iningizimu Afrika ingeyabo bonke abahlala kuyo sibumbene nakuba singafani. Ngakho ke ngokusebenzisa labo abasimele esibakhethe ngokukhululeka samkela lo mthetho sisekelo njengomthetho omkhulu weRepublic ukuba silungise ukwehlukana kwesikhathi esedlule futhi sakhe umphakathi owesekelwe ngamagugu entando yeningi ubulungiswa emphakathini nakumalungelo abantu ayisisekelo.
Die grondslag te lê vir 'n demokratiese en oop samelewing waarin die regering gegrondves is op die wil van die bevolking en elke burger gelyk deur die reg beskerm word. Die lewensgehalte van alle burgers te verhoog en die potensiaal van elke mens te ontsluit en 'n verenigde en demokratiese Suid-Afrika te bou wat sy regmatige plek as 'n soewereine staat in die gemeenskap van nasies kan inneem.
May God protect our people. Nkosi sikelela iAfrika. Morena buluha sichaya sa Yesu. God sincere Africa. God bless South Africa. Mudzimu fatucheza Afrika. Hosi kategisa Afrika.
Thank you very much. Halala, Chesterville High School, halala. Halala, Empangeni High School, halala. Halala, Centenary High School, halala. Asibashayeni izandla. Siyabonga. I'll now thank you very much. Asibashayeleni izandla futhi. I will now invite Dr. Karel Boshoff to give us a message of support. Dr. Karel Boshoff, chairperson of the Federation of Afrikaans Cultural Association. Dr. Boshoff, over to you.
Honorable President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Ramaphosa, I recognize you. I came from the other side of the river this morning with some other people, of whom some are amongst us, to do that. Honorable Premier of KwaZulu-Natal Province, Mr. Ntuli, I recognize you. Ministers present, amongst those, Mr. Gayton McKenzie, I recognize you. Deputy Ministers, amongst whom Ms. Mabe, I recognize you. MECs present, amongst whom Mr. Kavula, I recognize you. Members of Parliament present, members of the KZN Legislature present, I recognize you. Abatwana Basin Kunkulu, I recognize you. National and Provincial Amakosi present, I recognize you. Mayor of Mzinjantani District Municipality, I recognize you and all district and local mayors present. Speakers and deputy mayors, councillors, HODs, DGs present, all good people that are here today, I recognize you. And I have started in this peculiar way of recognition this August occasion, and this peculiar way of recognizing everyone, because you have recognized me and the people that I represent by inviting us to partake in this event, especially on this very day that is so constitutive for the existence of the Afrikaner nation. Community leaders, mayors, MECs, ministers, premiers, prime ministers, kings and presidents can congregate with a mind to reconciliate old differences, but they will only succeed insofar as it is approached in a spirit of mutual and reciprocal recognition and respect. That has not always been the basis of relations in South Africa, and as we know, old ways die hard. But at the same time, we all know that it takes many kinds to make a world. We as Afrikaners have taken up a new role in the present dispensation in South Africa, but we haven't given up on our national existence as a people and on our culture and our language, just as amongst other the Zulu nation and kingdom did not give up under different dispensations over several generations. Therefore, when conciliating and reconciliating over matters dearest to us, the education of our children, the tranquility of our elderly, the safety of our farmers, the opportunities of our workers, the sustainability of our investment of time and resources, we do it introspectively, but also interactively with those sharing the space and time that we inhabit. Each generation takes responsibility for its own time, my father have taught me. The Afrikaners of 2025 wish to do just that. We wish to recognize and support you all as participants in a shared future and a constructive attitude, and we expect to be recognized as such as well. Therefore, we support this occasion and wish you the best for the rest of the day, for the festive season, and for an even more challenging 2026. We thank you.
Injani ndaba simpihlombo mnumzana uBoshoff. Awu ihlombeleni uyancikisela. Hey, lizacile. Ake nishayele langempela la kwaZulu Natal ngilizwe. Oh, kwangconywana. Siyathobeka. Thank you very much, Mr. Boshoff. Thank you. Mr. Boshoff, you must know that I have committed to the President that you and I will talk going forward so that next year we are together. Hey, don't make me tell lies. Mr. Boshoff, I'm relying on you that what I said is a commitment that we can really keep up to. Ubaba uMhlongo umdidiyeli besimcelile ngapha amabutho ngicela ahlale njenganyakazi cela ubaba uMhlongo umdidiyeli eze ngapha eceleni kwestage noba nombaba Nyande nomdidiyeli okhona nje besimcelile ngapha kunomsebenzi obalekile. Thank you very much. We are moving on with our program. We are now going to respectfully request Inkosi Mlife, who is Inkosi of this area, to come and give us a supporting message on behalf of the traditional leaders of South Africa. Sizocela kuleli thuba ukuba Inkosi yesizwe sakaMlife, Inkosi yendawo lapho sikhona izokwethula amazwi okwa ukusekela umcimbi kamongameli egameni lamakhosi South Africa. Ngiyacela nje ukuthi abafikayo bakithi bahlale phansi bazothe. Kuningi kakhulu kunyakaza okungapha ngakwesobunxele sami. Omashali ngicela ukuthi basisize. Ngiyacela nathi esikhona etendeni bakithi umsindo ungabi khona. Kuzokhuluma inkosi ke manje, Inkosi uMlife, Mrena. Kufanele ngi-adjust umbhobho uthi ukwehla.
Siyabonga kuGabisa no Deputy Minister abambisane naye uhlelo. Angithatheke leli thuba ngindlulise ukubingelela kumongameli wezwe ubaba uCM Ramaphosa, Premier waKwaZulu Natal ubaba u18 Ntuli, oMinister bonke abakhona kanye namasekela, oMEC bonke abakhona kulomcimbi wethu, iwo wonke ama-ambassadors esinawo kulomcimbi. Ngiphinde ngibingelele kuwo wonke amalunga e-legislature yaKwaZulu Natal, imeya, osekela meya, nabo bonke abahloniphekile abakhona. Ngikhuleke kakhulu kusihlalo wendlu yobuholi bomdabu Inkosi uShinga namakhosi wonke asendlunkulu akhona kulomcimbi esinawo namhlanje. Mongameli, akukuningi engizokukhuluma ngikhulumela amakhosi aseNingizimu Afrika. Kuzoba kubili nje kuphela. Sinesifiso sokuthi uma ngabe kukhulunywa ngokubuya kuyobonakala sikubone sonke sizinhlaka sizizwe ezikhona ngaphansi kweNingizimu Afrika oyiholayo. Njengoba silana nje lomcimbi oyilolu hlobo sugcine eminyakeni eyishumi eyedlule. Thina njengesizwe esihlala la eduzane namakhosi aKwaZulu Natal ngaphansi kaPremier uMphemba, umcimbi wethu uhlala ungemuhle kahle. Kodwa esiyayi sikubuke ukuthi engathi uhulumeni owuholayo unikezela kakhulu abangaphesheya. Umcimbi wabo iwona ohlala uhlobile umuhle, owethu ubonakale nje ukuthi untandanisekile, engathi akukho la sibhekelelwe khona ngendlela eyiqiniso. Njengoba sisho nje ngisho ukuthi siugcine ngo2014, siyofisa ukuthi njengoba seyiqalile ingxoxo eyishoyo kulandelelwe lokho ukuze sizozizwa ukuthi singaba seNingizimu Afrika sonke ngokupheleleyo nangokulinganayo. Iphuzu lesibili, mongameli, sikuthokozela kakhulu ukuthi lo mcimbi uthathe ithuba nohulumeni wakho nulethe la KwaZulu Natal, bese kuthi umhlonishwa uGabisa beholwa ubaba uMphemba basithathe isinqumo sokuthi lo mcimbi awuze la eNcome la indaba zasuka khona nobunikazi balolu suku la laqala khona kuleya minyaka yangaphambilini esasibiza ngokuthi iDingans Day ngalolu suku. Akukhona ke mengameli ukuthi ngibuyele emuva, ngizama ukuthi sithi siqhubeka siya phambili Kodwa sibe singakhohliwi ukuthi kukuphi la sisuka khona ukuze nesizukulwane esihlakaniphele kulesi sikhathi sedemocracy kodwa siqonde ukuthi umsuka walolu suku usuka kuphi lapha ya emakhosini ayihola lesi sizwe sakwaZulu ngaphansi kwesilo uDingane. Iphuzu lokugcina Mongameli, amakhosi aseNdlunkulu akhala ngomhlaba nezizwe zawo. Sinamakhosi abusayo, amakhosi ezizwe, kodwa la uthola khona ukuthi abusa umhlaba kawuphelele noma awukho sanhlobo. Sinesifiso ke Mongameli ukuthi engathi lingafakelwa izibuko lolo daba, amakhosi akwazi ukuhlala kahle nezizwe zawo, ngoba nalawo anomhlaba kunamaplaza seduzane, izizwe zamakhosi ziyakhula, kuya ngokuya kuyaminyana, kodwa ngaphesheya uyayibuki umhlaba ubuyiselwa kanjani emakhosini nasezizweni abaziholayo ngaphansi kwesilo.
Nkosi yesizwe siyathobeka.
Ngoba ithuba lokugcina leligabhisa onginikeze lona, ngixolise Mengameli ususukumile. Inkosi le ekhulumayo nabantwana benkosi abazalwa ebukhosini bakwaMlife, umkhandlu wesizwe sakwaMlife egameni lesizwe sakwaMlife uphethe izethulo esizokwemukela ngazo umongameli wezwe. Sitheke ukushaya into exokeme Mengameli. Sathi uMengameli sizomnikeza iBeef Master khona la eduzane. Sitheke Mengameli asikwazi ukukunikeza wedwa ngoba ukhethe umhlonishwa uMackenzie ongacucuzanga ukuthi amemezele ukuthi lo mcimbi uzala kwaZulu Natal. Naye sase sithi asikulinganisi baba uMackenzie nopresident, kodwa sizokuzama nawe ngeBeef Master. Inkomo ke yesithathu neyokugcina iyona esithi siyohlonipha ngayo undunankulu wesifundazwe sakwaZulu Natal ubaba uMphemba. Siyabonga.
Siyathobeka Nkosi yesizwe. Bengithi sisaqhubeka inkomo. Oh, zase ziphela ku3. Thank you very much. Siyathobeka enkosini yesizwe. Thank you very much. Nongqongqoshe uMackenzie kuthiwa uneBeef Master. Thank you Nkosi yesizwe. We are going to go to the entertainment, traditional Zulu wedding songs. Amaviyo, they are coming from Emapepeteni. They will do just 2 songs. President, it's not the buffalo, it's Beef Master. It's not the buffalo. Amaviyo, mfoka Cwenza, phezu kwayo.
Tetele DJ, sawa. Asi. Sanibonani. Sanibonani. Awungiphi DJ. Ibamba siyakuyona. Number 2. Asa. Shoot. What's up? Samba, 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 samba. Unite! Abulezi.
Pambili! Pambili ngamaskandi, Pambili! Are you ready for Kuzani? Are you ready for Kuzani? Are you ready for Gacheni? Are you ready for Amabuto? Okay. Minister Mackenzie uzawufika azokhuluma nathi bese uamkela upresident ukuthi upresident azokhuluma nathi ngaleli langa lelibalulekile kakhulu. President, before I invite uMinister Mackenzie, bengifuna ukuthi President uMackenzie uhamba nami in communities labakhuluma iAfrikaans mekhulume anginiki platform nami bese ngikhuluma ngeAfrikaans athi haya peace no suka lapha uyabona ukuthi ne constituency yakhe nyazi ukukhuluma nayo. Ngizobiza ke ubaba wethu uMinister who doesn't need any introduction, but Minister of Happiness, Ntate Gayton Mackenzie, Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture. And Minister, thank you very much. When we were planning this day, Baba Kaula requested that we bring this important day at KZN. And azange usogolise wavela wathi yes, 16 December 2025, sizawuya at KZN. So thank you very much as well for recognizing and accepting that this day is very important for the history of South Africa and in particular the people of KwaZulu-Natal. Minister Mackenzie, please, oza uzokhuluma nabantu.
Sanbonani. President, His Excellency, President Ramaphosa, the Premier of the province, Premier Ntuli, the ministers, I saw Minister Dalal, the deputy ministers, the chiefs, the leaders of the regiment, the ambassadors, and a special thank you to the chief that gave us, or that gave me a cow. It's my first cow ever. I will be visiting a lot here. The chief has opened the doors. What should happen when I visit? If I visit here, Jomo, where's Sibia? I know, you know what to do. I can't live without the cow here. Thank you very much. I want to thank President, the ambassador. I see we have Norway here. I see we have Singapore here. I see we have Ghana here. I see we have Germany here. But I want to thank the German ambassador, because Germany was the first country to stand up and say there's no genocide in South Africa. The German ambassador went on national TV around the world and he said South Africa should be part of the G20 that is happening in America. That G20 in America, President, cannot be called the G20 if it does not have the country that hosted the best G20 in the history of G20. So to the German ambassador, we want to thank you on behalf of my president. Thank you very much for your bravery and for speaking up. I want to thank the Afrikaner community that is here. Baie dankie, laat u dit goed gevind het om vandag saam met ons hier fees te vier. Ons is een nasie onder God en baie, baie dankie dat u gekom het. This is the last year that there will be separate festivities. We have one president in the country leading all of us. From next year, we shall celebrate this important day together as a nation. I would like also to tell the ambassadors, President, they took me around the corner and they asked me, what is it that we are reading about your president? Let me make it very clear here on stage. We are led for the first time. Last year, the president told us what he would like to see. In the third quarter, the GNU has created 300,000 jobs. The rand is doing very well against the US dollar. We've got the lowest record of inflation. GNU yasebenza. The GNU is flying. The ones that don't want the GNU, hakifuni GNU, ufunani. The GNU, we are united under the leadership of President Ramaphosa. And those ones, it's fine to dream. But this is our president that will lead us until 2029. We will not make a mistake about that one. And we want to be clear. You can meet in your corners, but the country is doing very well, and we are going somewhere. Then, in conclusion, President, when I became minister, you called me one side, and you said to me, our nation loves football. Our nation loves football. You must make sure that Bafana qualifies for the World Cup, qualifies for the African Nations Cup. I went to Safa. I repeated your words. I said, our nation loves football. You, Danny Jordan, you guys must make sure you qualify for the World Cup. You qualify for the African Nations Cup. We will accept nothing less. I imitated your words, President. And today, I want to tell South Africans, I'm wearing a Bafana t-shirt because Bafana has qualified for the African Cup of Nations. Bafana has qualified for the World Cup. Ziaya America, by fire or by force. Ziaya America. Ziaya America. And when I told the president we have qualified, the president said to me, I have another task for you. Now this task, it needs prayers. This task that the president gave me, it needs nkulunkulu, it needs God. He gave me a task, he said, South Africa must come back with the World Cup trophy. So I'm asking you to pray with me. Kimatate. The president has given me an instruction, he wants the cup. So if Bafana does not win the cup, and you see somebody on national TV that snatched the cup and is running away, you must not talk. That person will be me, because that cup must come back home to South Africa. I want to say to everybody, thank you for coming. I want to say to the president, what you have done, history shall remember you. The GNU, you have been like a father to all of us. We were enemies with the DA and all the parties there. But under your leadership, President Ramaphosa, you've brought us together and you are taking this country. The haters will never understand, but we've turned the corner. We have even the most conservative GNU hating people. They can see that under your leadership, they say, Mackenzie, you are always praising President Ramaphosa. I said, of course. You were calling me a bandit. Now he made me a minister. You must call me Honorable Mackenzie. Now you want me to fight him, but I'm part of the GNU. I will never do that. He is my president. He is our president. He's leading us. And before I call the first African person to lead, to be the chairperson of the G20, the man that has put us together in the G20, the man that has put us together in the GNU, the buffalo of Africa. He's no longer the South African buffalo. The president called me to go with him after the G20 to the bilaterals. I was sitting there. Hey, I couldn't believe it. How these other people are revering our president. I even feel guilty for not appreciating the president so much the way all the presidents. Hey, President Ramaphosa, picture. I'm like, hey, our President King Gangara. So to you, President, I want to thank you. And just before you come up, I have a message for the regiment. Hey, be!
Husutu.
Hey, be! Hey, be! Uyavumela! Uyavumela! Take over.
Uyayivumela. Uyayivumela. Sondelani insizwa, sondelani bonakalani. Uyayivumela. Nakia. Shono. Ho. Oh. Umdlokombane ngasekho thina sithwele kanzima. Umdlokombane ngasekho thina sithwele kanzima. Umntwana mengasekho thina sithwele kanzima. Hawu nokungibani ukhwela phezu kwethu. Hawu nokungibani awusekuzenza inkosi. Hawu nokungibani awusekuzenza inkosi. Umdlokombane ngasekho thina sithwele kanzima. Umdlokombane ngasekho. Don't move up and down, please. Ngiyacela bakithi ake sikhombise inhlonipho. Ubaba uMackenzie usezokwethula the first citizen of the country. Minister Mackenzie, over to you.
We just want to thank the regiment. Please join me. Can everybody rise for us to welcome my president, your president, our president, Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, His Excellency. Halala, President, halala. Halala, President, halala. Halala, President, halala. Hey! Thank you, President.
Amandla. Amandla. Manqale ngokubingelela abantu bonke abalapha namhlanje. Ngibonge abahambisa umsebenzi. Ngiphinde ngibonge uMinister we-Happiness, uMinister wezenjabulo, uMinister Gayton McKenzie. Ngiphinde ngibonge uPremier wethu ubaba uThami Ntuli. Ngibonge ongqongqoshe abalapha, o-ministers ne-deputy ministers, namalungu eParliament eCape Town. Ngibingelele o-MEC bethu abalapha eKZN. Ngibingelele u-Executive Mayor waseMzinyathi. Ngibingelele u-Executive Mayor weMospala wethu. Ngibingelele amakhosi ethu akhona lapha. Ngiphinde ngibonge Nkosi uMlifi ngale nkomo anginikeze yona ye-Beef Master. Ngithe kuye ngizamlethela inkomo i-Ankole. Mhlangi lapha ngizamlethela inkomo. Ngibonge usihlalo we-council yamakhosi walapha eKZN. Ngibingelele ama-ambassadors from various countries who have honored us by their presence here. Mbingelele Dr. Karel Boshoff. Take it down, it doesn't work. Yeah. Take it away. It's not working. You can put it right there. It's even blocking my view. It's not working. I want to thank Dr. Karel Boshoff for being here as the chairperson of the Federation of Afrikaans Cultural Associations. I especially want to thank him for the wonderful message that he put before all of us here. I also extend my greetings to abefundisi, abakhona lapha ney'nkokheli of community organizations, namalungu ney'nkokheli of various political parties. Mbingelele bonke abantu abalapha. Ngithi sanibonani, dumelang, absheni, demasiari. It is indeed an honor Hayi kwaba mnandi lapha kule reconciliation day namhlanje. Ngibingelele namabutho onke alapha kusele nje uMinister Mackenzie wayelokethi kudlula amabutho kuphela intombi asikaziboni. Sisonke besingathanda sijabulele intombi zidlule lapha. Ngiyazi ukuthi nani enhlezi lapho beningathanda ukubona intombi. Amabutho siwabonile. Mazize intombi sizibone. There you are.
Ulichichi wena. Utulichichi wena.
Utulichichi wena.
Apha machichi. Utulichichi wena.
Utulichichi wena.
Utulichichi wena. Utulichichi wena. Utulichichi wena. Utulichichi wena. Utulichichi.
Thank you.
Ngiyathemba ukuthi ninonke enhlezi lapho nigcwele injabulo ngempela ngoba nibone neyintombi. Now this is turning out to be one of the best reconciliation days that we have seen in a long time. This is possibly the very best here in KZN, to see such a wonderful display of culture but also a wonderful display of reconciliation, which I will talk about in a minute. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to be here at Ngome on this day that has such profound meaning for our nation. It was here more than 180 years ago, on the 16th of December 1838, that more than 3,000 brave warriors fell in a battle in defense of their ancestral land. Under the leadership of Udingani kaSenza Ngakhona, they marched on the four-tracker encampment at the edge of the Ngome River. The four-trackers would say their victory that day came from God. They would call it Geloofde Dag, the day of the vow. But there is the reality of history. The Zulu impi advanced with great courage to be shot down with rifles, muskets, and cannons. They were the bravest of the brave. They fought to defend their land, their rights, as well as their sovereignty. They fought against an army that had come to invade their land, to take their land away. So they were fighting to defend their nation. Commemorating the 16th of December provides us with an opportunity to confront our past with honesty, to acknowledge the complexity of our shared history, and commit ourselves to building a peaceful future together. And it is quite significant that today we have representatives of the Afrikaner National Group. National Group, I say, rather than nation. Our nation is South Africa. We are the South African nation, made up of a number of groups, language groups, national groups. And together, we make up the South African nation. That's who we are. We do not have any other nation other than the one nation that we call the South African nation. It is quite significant today that the Afrikaner National Group, having celebrated their 16th of December on the other side of the river, were able to send representatives to this National Day of Reconciliation, which is meant to unite all of us. I would like to applaud Minister Mackenzie for having reached out to them together with our Premier Ntuli to have asked them to send representatives led by Professor Karel Boshoff to come and speak here. And also to say that in the following years, we want to see the 16th of December, particularly here in KZN, being a day in which we hold a joint commemoration of the 16th of December, which we call Reconciliation Day. Combining the two would give more meaning to reconciliation. And I'd like to thank them for that. And I do hope that Professor Karel Boshoff and his committee will consider this positively and join all of us, not in a separate commemoration event, but in a united national event, which we call the National Day of Reconciliation. Our democracy was built on reconciliation. South Africans bear the scars of centuries of dispossession and oppression, of resistance being met with batons and bullets. We recall the Battle of Ngome, the Bambata Rebellion, the Bullhoek Massacre, the 1946 mine workers' strike, Sharpeville, Langa, Cato Manor, the Trojans ring in our collective memory. They symbolize terrible brutality unleashed on black South Africans. The former oppressors tried to turn South Africans against each other, fomenting violence, terror, and instability that tore communities apart. This province, KwaZulu-Natal, knows this pain all too well, as our Premier said earlier in his speech. The people of this province experienced decades of political violence in the 1980s and the 1990s, violence that destroyed families and led to the loss of life for many people. The majority of South Africans were victims of a political order that denied them their humanity. And yet, at the dawn of democracy, they did not choose. The majority of the people of South Africa chose to build. Where others wanted to sow division, they chose reconciliation. We chose this path together, not because the past does not matter, but because we took to heart the words of President Nelson Mandela when he said, "To be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others." We chose the path of reconciliation because we envisioned a society where the children of the former oppressor and the oppressed could live together side by side without fear. In 1994, we restored what apartheid tried to break: the dignity of every South African man, woman, and child. Since the advent of democracy, we have sought to do away with symbols that divide us. This year, we return to this place not to reopen old wounds, but to reaffirm our promise to future generations that South Africa shall never again be divided by hatred, by injustice, by discrimination, and by exclusion. We reconciled in 1994. We are still reconciling today, even in 2025. We shall continue to reconcile our differences because we are one nation. We are all South African citizens. Together, we have overcome great challenges, but still a lot remains to be done. Here in the Umzinyathi district, there are areas of underdevelopment. We must tackle stubbornly high youth unemployment in a different way. Siyazi ukuthi abasha abaningi abasebenzi. Siyazi ukuthi lapha kule ndawo abantu abaningi basahlupheka. Siyazi ukuthi abantu abaningi abahlala lapha bathwele ubunzima ngendlela abaphila ngayo. Unkosi uMlifi uye wachaza kahle ukuthi lapha abantu basahlupheka, babuka ngale, babone ngathi abanye abantu baphila ngconywana, nabo bafuna ukuphila ngcono, bafane nabanye abantu. Young people should not have to cast their eyes to big cities for better opportunities. Jobs must be created in our rural towns and villages, right here where we are holding this ceremony this year. This area is rich in heritage. It is known as the custodian of the battlefields of the Zulu kingdom. This is a place that should attract travelers from near and far. And in some ways, I think this is the reason why Minister Delil is also here amongst us, because here she sees a great opportunity for the people of this area for tourism, to attract many people to come here, to come and learn about the history of our country. It is the youth of this area who should be welcoming, accommodating, and feeding the visitors who come here. Stories of brave warriors must be told. The cultural dances that we watched here by Amabuto and the young maidens, these are cultural dances and activities that should be showcased to many people who can come here. There are those inside and outside our country who are trying their utmost to paint a false picture of us as the people of South Africa. They do not tell us what the surveys say, that the majority of South Africans are feeling hopeful about the state of our democracy. They do not tell us that the majority of South Africans believe that race relations in our country have improved since 1994. They do not show the pictures of African, white, Indian, and colored children learning together, studying together, and playing together. What we saw right here on stage with the young people as they were reading the preamble to our Constitution is the South Africa that we are building. It is the future that we are making for these young children. These young children have no hatred in their hearts. They want to work together. They are already learning together in the various schools that the government, where the government has created opportunities for them not only to play together, but to learn together. This is what is not being told about our country. Some say there is a genocide that is underway in our country, and they should have come here to see Professor Karel Boshoff bravely standing here saying that he recognizes the various people who are here. Professor Karel Boshoff's presence here talks to the absence of genocide. If there was genocide, he would not have come here. They want those people who are spreading lies about our country, do not want to talk about the friendships, the neighborliness, and the kindness that is shown by black and white people in our country towards each other. They don't want to play all the social media clips we are seeing of young Afrikaners in veldskoens dancing to amapiano, and white teenagers speaking fluent isiZulu with their friends. They do not want to relate how all of us as South Africans support our sporting men and women across the various sporting codes. Many black South Africans have now embraced a sport called rugby, which in the past would have been seen negatively by many. Today, they are the ardent supporters of the Springboks, and many South African, white South Africans support Abafana Bafana. And that shows that indeed we are embracing the whole process of reconciliation. Our country's detractors are not talking about the successful land restitution of communities sharing the land and the successful black farmers. They are also not talking about how white farmers continue to support and assist black farmers, and how the number of black farmers who are commercial farmers is increasing on an ongoing basis. Instead, they are painting a false picture designed to sow fear and hatred. We must not let them succeed in their efforts. They must fail as they try to divide us as South Africans. If we continue and together build our nation as South Africans, there will be no one who will be able to plant the seed of discrimination and exclusiveness amongst us. People understand our history in different ways, and they experience the reality of the present moment in different ways. We must not try to hide these differences. We must speak about them and continue to work together to bridge the differences amongst us. As a country, we must more be proud of the diversity that we have. We are one of the most diverse nations in the world, and yet we are becoming more and more united. As I listened to us rendering the national anthem, our national anthem, is sung in a variety of our languages, and it is the only national anthem I know that is sung in 4 languages. And that shows our unity. That shows our unity in diversity. And this is what we need to be proud of. And today we even need to be more proud that we have amongst us the national group of Afrikaners, which was celebrating across the river and have come to join us in this National Day of Reconciliation. That is the beginning process of deepening our own reconciliation as a nation. As a country, we have embarked on a national dialogue to bring all South Africans together to forge a vision of our future and to agree on the actions that all of us must take to build that future. No person, no group, and no community must be excluded from that national dialogue. Let us use the national dialogue to resolve our differences, to talk about our differences, and to find common ground. By so doing, we will be able to confront the many challenges facing our nation, such as poverty, inequality, crime, corruption, unemployment, gender-based violence, and femicide. For as long as the majority of Black South Africans live in poverty, for as long as inequality persists, our country will not find reconciliation. For as long as crime continues in our country, when many of our people are killed in the streets of our country, in the pathways of our villages, on the farms of our country, and in the urban areas of our country, we will not find reconciliation. We must therefore work together, talk amongst ourselves about how we can foster a future together. Our pursuit of inclusive economic growth and job creation, our efforts to reduce poverty and to bring down the cost of living are essential for reconciliation. We cannot be reconciled as a people if our communities are terrorized by criminals and deprived of what is due to them by corrupt officials and corrupt people. We cannot build a nation that is at peace with itself for as long as violence against women and children continues. This goes against everything that our ancestors, the brave warriors here at Ngo, the men of our country harness the warrior spirit of our people to protect women and children. Many of our cultures and traditions, an offense against a woman was not permissible. It was deemed as disrespect for the entire family. Killing a woman was an abomination. What we now need to focus on is to be able to follow in the footsteps of our forefathers and foremothers. The Day of Reconciliation is about advancing reconciliation, justice, and nation building as Black and white as young and old, but also as men and women in our country. Real men do not abuse women and children. Real men protect women and children. We are a country of diverse cultures, languages, beliefs, and traditions. Here in this place, we have a beautiful and diverse community that is an integral part of our rainbow nation. Here in this area, a person can be proud of their Basotho heritage or their Zulu culture or indeed their Afrikaans language as they are of their South African identity. For we all share a single identity as South Africans. The apartheid regime tried to turn South Africans against one another, but they did not succeed. The son of this very soil, who has made a name for himself in the whole country through Maskandi music, proudly wears the Basotho blanket and a hat on some of his CD covers because he grew up in a part of the country where there was no discrimination against other people. Today is a day of commemoration for all of us, black and white. Our upbringing and culture may influence how we interpret the history of this day. But of one thing we can be certain, we have come a long way. We've come a long way to have a partially combined celebration of National Day of Reconciliation. In the future, we hope to have a fully combined celebration. We have many challenges as a nation, but let us be proud of what we have as a united nation that faces those challenges together. During the December holidays, we gather together as families. May we also find time to reconcile as families, but also to reconcile as people who live in various of our communities. Let us enjoy the festive season safely, but as a reconciled people. Let us promote more and more of the need to reconcile than to be divided. Many opportunities are opening for us to fully act out our reconciliation. The national dialogue is one of those that we should utilize to demonstrate that indeed we can reconcile, but also reconcile our thoughts, our views, our hopes, our dreams, and reconcile all that into crafting a common vision for our country. And that we should emerge out of the national dialogue a social compact, that will unite all of us as communities, as various language groups, as the South African nation, working together to advance the interests of this beauty, that we have the most beautiful country in the world. And we are the most beautiful nation. Cuba is seized sihlangene singabantu banye sisebenzela ukuthi South Africa le yethu ithuthuke iye phambili sibambane ngezandla ukwenzela ukuthi ukusasa kwaleli lizwe lakithi kube ukusasa oluhle kakhulu. Sithi ke, let us work together for a better South Africa which belongs to all of us who live in it, black and white, men and women, young and old, without being divided. Our nationhood, oral practices, languages, all our op onsetale, be it Afrikaans, Sitsong reconciliation, to also learn each other's languages. Like Madiba said, it is when you learn someone else's language that they open up their hearts to you. And this is what this day is all: identity, to be pleased that we are the South Africans that we are, but also to look back into history and say our history has shaped us into what we are today. It has made us resilient. It has made us a people who have a deep quest for unity. It has made us a people who want to work together, people who want to dialogue together, a vow, and say we shall work for the reconciliation of all the people of our country, like we were taught by the father of our nation, Nelson Mandela, who, on being released from prison, preached the message of reconciliation. And today, we must continue to spread that message and deepen it and make sure that the young people of our country lead us also on the path of reconciliation, of being able to work together, to play together, to pray together, to do everything together as South Africans. Ngiyabonga ukuba naleli thuba lokuba nani lapha kule ndawo. Thank you very much.
Siyabonga, President. You can do better. Ashayini izandla. Halala, halala, la. Nikhona.
Ithi halala le.
Hey, hala.
Ithi halala le. Halala le. Azithi halala le.
Sithi halala, halala, la. Halala, la. Angizwa. Ha, sithi la. Sithi
Ake ningibongiseni bo. Sekuze wahlangana. Sithi halala le.
Asibonge uPresident ngamazwi amnandi akhulumile uthi together we stand, divided we fall. Siyabonga President. Sizawamkela ke ukansela wethu, u-executive mayor wethu wase Mzinyathi District Municipality, uMacingwane, ukuthi azosibongela avale nomsebenzi sikwazi ukukhulula upresident. Halala halala la halala la sithi hele sithi hey hal Macingwane.
Ngiyabonga. Thank you, Program Director. Greetings to you, Program Directors, Honorable President, Honorable Premier, Ministers, Deputy Ministers, MECs, Honorable Traditional Leaders present, Mayor, Germany and abroad, representatives of government departments, youth, women, and community structures, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we draw this important reconciliation day, to express our sincere gratitude to everyone who contributed to the success of this. Our keynote speaker, the Honorable President, Cyril Ramaphosa, for gracing this function and sharing his profound insights and vision for a united South Africa. Today, under the theme, Reaffirming Reconciliation for Future Generations, we were reminded that reconciliation is not a once-off event, but a continuous process that requires commitment, dialogue, and collective action. Your presence here affirms that reconciliation remains a shared responsibility for all of us. I would like to extend a special word of appreciation to our speakers for their insight messages. Our Minister Mackenzie, our Premier, 18 Tuli, Honorable 18 Tuli, which challenged us to reflect honestly on our past, confront present divisions, and continuously build a united and inclusive future for our children and generation yet to come. Our gratitude also goes to our traditional and faith leaders, whose guidance continues to play a critical role in fostering unity, healing, and social cohesion within our communities. To our youth, your participation is important. You are the custodians of sustained and strengthened. I further wish to thank all government departments, stakeholders, community organizations, and officials who work tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the smooth coordination of today's program. Most importantly, I thank the people of Umzinyathi for embracing Olivier, inspired to live these values daily in our homes, workplace, schools, and communities, so that the reconciliation becomes a lived reality, not just a commemorated ideal. Once again, thank you for your time, your contributions, and your commitment to build a united, non-racial, non-sexist, and prosperous society for the future. Ngalawo mazwi amafishane ngifisa ukuthi ngiyanibonga kakhulu nonke eniphumeleli kuba khona. Ngifiseke ukuthi uma senihamba niphindela emakhaya, inkosi inibusise nonke, nokuthi futhi uma senihamba nibuyela emakhaya nibe safe, nokuthi futhi laba basazofika bethi mabefika nabo la befike sibambisane kulo Mzinyathi wethu omuhle. Ngiyathokoza kakhulu.
Oswenka ke bama kancane undunankulu kaZulu mhlonishwa mongameli, mhlonishwa ndunankulu, mhlonishwa ngqongqoshe. Bebesacela nje ukuthi ngoba isilwa asibanga khona bakhuleke uzokwenza lokho nje namabutho bese beyasuka. Emva kwaloko hayi upresident sicela ngaqala ahambe nabo Oswenka bathi bafuna ukudansela upresident nopremier nominister. Swenka babeqeda nje ukukhuleka awuphezukwayo. Sengiyasola kushelelani ngidakiwe. Maye babu, Sheng, over to you.
Mhlonishwa mongameli, mhlonishwa uRamaphosa, mhlonishwa ndunankulu, mhlonishwa ungqongqoshe uGaten Mackenzie, nina besilo abantwana basendlungulo